Guess who forgot to charge his camera and seems like a complete doofus right now? Spoiler alert, it's me. Greetings everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the Half-Life community show that spoon-feeds you news directly from the community, because the community has the tastiest news and it's very good for you. Today's episode, as you may have guessed, has content in it. So let's get right into that content.
LambdaGeneration.
Half-Life 2 beta mods are definitely huge within the Half-Life community. People seem to be very interested in the concepts that were on display in Half-Life 2's early development, many of which were leaked in a 2003 hack that many of you must already know about. A mod called Coterminus hit the Half-Life 2 beta mod scene with its first article posted in the second half of 2019. Created by Milky Way M16, Coterminus, according to its ModDB page, aims to recreate and re-add beta and other cut content back into Half-Life 2. It also aspires to be a platform for people who wish to do the same thing. Not sure what that means, but it might mean that there will be an SDK of some sort for this mod. A couple of media updates are already posted to its ModDB page, all of them being posted this year. But psych, they're actually all part of the same media update. It's supposed to be a 4-parter, but part 4 hasn't been released yet at the time of writing. In this chunky media update, Milky Way talks about a wide variety of things that have been added to this mod. Part 1 is all about guns. They show off the AR2, AR1, HMG1, flare gun, gauze gun, Molotov, incendiary rifle, and the sniper rifle, some of them having custom animation work done for them. In part 2, they show off a bunch of NPCs, like 4 different Combine Soldier variants, a bunch of fleshy looking zombies, some smelly Zen Flora, Hound Eyes make an appearance here too, together with the Bull Squid, and much more. All of them have been reworked heavily for the mod and they look pretty good. Part 3 is all about showing you the various options you'll be able to adjust to customize the mod to your liking. You can toggle stuff like the grenade lighting up or not, you can change the antlion skin, and you can even toggle between the more primitive blood particles from the original Half-Life 2 release or the newer one. So much choice. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it here. If you want to read more about Coterminus, then I invite you to go check out the description below. Link to these articles will be present there. Okay, I actually didn't know about this at first, but SterlingFM, you know, the person who brought the Combine horse to life with their own model, yeah, they're actually working with Keep Away from Fire on Boreal Alyph. Maybe everyone already knew that, but I sure as hell did not for some reason. Now I'm very aware of it though, as SterlingFM has posted some nice content over on their Twitter page. And that nice content is some really smelly and sticky Zen foliage that's gonna be used in Boreal Alyph. At least, that's the plan. We got a nice video here that shows the plants in action, as well as a turnaround of one of the plants featured in the video. Not only that, we also got a video where SterlingFM is creating the sound effects for the animations. They used a lot of fruits and vegetables for the sound effects, which makes sense actually. It's funny how the most disgusting and strange sound effects can be made sometimes with the most mundane objects. I like creating my own too sometimes when I can't find what I'm looking for on stock sites. Anyway, SterlingFM's Twitter thread with all the Boreal Alyph Zen foliage can be found down below. Make sure you like it all. Valve's own Tristan Reedford is on Twitter quite a bit, and being an artist who worked on Half-Life Alyx, he sometimes shares some concept art over on his page, and it usually causes quite a stir in the community when he does, which isn't crazy because companies don't always release this stuff, and when they do, it's usually very interesting to look at. This time he posted 2 pictures of Combine structures being attached to an apartment building like leeches on an unassuming lake swimmer's leg. According to Reedford, they wanted to make the Combine look a little bit more primitive in Half-Life Alyx than the powerhouse that they were in Half-Life 2. So in order to do that, they made it seem like the Combine really relied on human structures to build their operations on top of. They also added loads upon loads of cables leading towards the Citadel to signify that it wasn't fully independently functional yet. It's quite cool to see. If you want to see this art for yourself, then go ahead and check the description below for a link. They're actually quite perfect as a phone wallpaper or something like that if this sort of stuff is your thing. It's time for some Source Filmmaker fun. We got 2 SFM animations to show off in this week's episode, so let's start with number 1, as you would usually do, of course. This one's called The Defector, and we have actually covered the teaser trailer for this before. The creator, in case has YouTube, now released the official full trailer. The Defector is going to be a series starring a civil protection officer named Charles, who isn't always in line with the beliefs of the Combine. However, it's only after meeting the local resistance leader, Alina, when he finally gets the nudge he needs to turn his back on the Combine. Not only does this story sound pretty interesting, it's heavily supported by some pretty high quality animation and camera work as well, not to even mention the professional voice acting on display over here. Seriously, every character here sounds like really nice and believable. Some of the voice acting alone could carry this show. Alright, I'm actually pretty excited for this to come out. When it actually will though is still a question, as no release date for the pilot episode has ever been released, but I'll definitely be keeping on the lookout for this one. If you want to watch the official trailer, and I highly recommend that you do, then go check out the description below. You know the drill by now. The second and last Source Filmmaker short we're covering this week is called Black Mesa Apprehension, and it was animated by Animux. After not having uploaded anything for a bit due to personal stuff, they decided it was time to return with this short clip. It features Gordon laying on the floor, dreaming. It also features Adrian Shepard being trapped in his Hell helicopter, and there are various other scenes and scenarios we get to take a look at. G-Man is there too. Hi, G-Man! It's kind of a mishmash of different scenes showcasing what Animux can do in Source Filmmaker. Most of it looks really cool. I'm really wondering what they're gonna be working on next. I don't really think anything is teased here, so that leaves what comes next open for a surprise. You'll find this animation linked down below. Go and watch it. You know what else you should watch? Our social media pages. Watch them 24/7. Our Twitter and Facebook are down there. We post a lot of Half-Life news on there, even stuff that didn't make it in this week's episode of All Things Lambda, so it's definitely worth a follow. We also have our own Discord server, so in case you want to chat with over 1,000 other Half-Life fans, then that's the place to be. The invite link can be found amongst the other links as well. I make content on my own too, at least sometimes. My YouTube and my Twitter are both linked down below in case you want to see what I make and what I'm up to in my daily life. It's not a whole lot right now, you know, due to a certain virus wreaking havoc, but I still post things from time to time. And with all that being said, I'm going to end episode 132 of All Things Lambda. We'll be back next week with more community news, but in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon so you'll never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.